I'm Lynn and welcome to Ewetopia Farms. Today we're going to talk about morning routines. Usually that consists of feeding the sheep, cleaning the drinkers, knocking down the salt and mineral, and we're still going to do that today. But we've been busy with other tasks lately, if you've been watching our past videos, and we haven't been paying a lot of attention to some of our groups. So as we go through our morning routines today, we are going to focus heavily on the pregnant ewes, make sure they're all doing okay because they're very close now, lots of lambs coming soon. And we're also gonna check on all those breeding groups we just set up to make sure they're all doing well, and we'll have a look at the rams and what's going on in there. And also we've had some diarrhea issues with the lambs, so we'll pay a little extra attention to them as well. So stick with us. Before we head over to the coveralls, I thought we'd do a quick udder check. And she's standing up right now, and she's got a woolly one, but she's got a really big udder in there. Hi girls, are you getting close? Okay, there was an udder. There's an udder. There's an udder there. There. See, even our Texels, she's a Texel. And we've got some of our Texels breeding out of season because she's definitely got an udder. So she, and that's without cedars. We got a little one in there too. First timers have smaller udders. So all three of those have udders. These two have udders. That one I don't see one, but these two definitely. That's a Texel. I think she's got just the littlest one starting. This one here. No, I don't see anything on that girl yet. And there we got some small ones. He's a boy. And here, 1, 2, 3. She's got one for this one. She's getting very rosy, so either she's cycling or she's got a small udder in there. This one for sure. Don't see any there. There, I see one. Yeah, we're gonna be lambing soon. We got lots of udders showing now, and that's just in a few days. And see, she doesn't have a large udder, but she's got one there, but she's already going rosy, which means she's fairly close. Quite a few rosy ones, so yeah. Lambing could be starting as early as next week. So this barn, I walked in, so they heard the gate, so automatically conditioning tells them gate rattling, someone walking in has grain. They'll get over it when they see it's me, not Arnie. But anyway, this barn is now all breeding groups. We've got 4 breeding groups in here, 2 Suffolk groups at the front and 2 Dorset groups at the back. So because we have breeding rams in these groups, for me to do the salt and mineral and clean out the drinkers and stuff, even though these are the friendliest of rams, in a breeding group, they're a little more pumped up, their testosterone's flowing, and you make sure that the ram is behaving, he's not eyeballing you in the wrong way. So you do watch them a little more carefully in a breeding group because they can surprise you. So this is Geronimo's group. Geronimo, as you know, is one of our most well-behaved of rams. He's back here checking out a girl. See, he's got his lips raised and he's scenting to see if he's gonna get any action today or not. Hi. Hi, sweetheart. Hi. So he's with her. We'll leave them be. People ask why I do the drinkers every day. And as you can see there is stuff in there. Some people would say that's a clean drinker. For me, it's not. But other days, birds have pooped in here. Birds are dead in here. Mice are dead in here. They've dropped a whole bunch of debris in here. And occasionally, even though they're up on platforms, there's occasionally even manure in there. So you want to make sure your sheep are constantly drinking and clean water too. I mean, we work so hard to get sheep dewormed and healthy. You don't want them drinking worms and stuff that's going to upset their stomachs. So you keep it clean. And in order to have a healthy gut, a sheep should be chewing its cud all the time. And water is a critical ingredient for producing saliva, which allows them to chew their cud, and that chewing of the cud creates B vitamins, I believe, in their rumen to aid in digestion. So it's all a cycle, it's all interlocked, and it's all very important to sheep health. See, that's Geronimo checking out a different ewe this time. She's standing there, so maybe she's close. But he's doing his job, you see. I said that when the rams are in, you really get to see how they're checking their sheep out, because they'll let the ewes go in and eat first. Whereas normally, sheep want to be in there and fight for that food. But usually the rams will let all the ewes go into the trough first. They'll do their check down the line to make sure no one's cycling. And once they find out no one's cycling, then they'll go eat. And if they are cycling, well, that ewe's probably going to have her meal interrupted. So in this barn, you can see that we have a bedding pack here, but it's still quite low. The ewes and rams are able to eat at like chin level, and you can see under the feeders there's a big gap there. I think it's 28 inches from the bottom of the feeder to the floor. So these barns have already been cleaned out and don't need to be cleaned out again, but I'll show you in the next barn why we need to clean one of the other coveralls out. I'm in Gladiator's group now. Mike was asking me if there's any action in here, because these are the sheep he bought. I haven't seen him breeding, but I see him constantly flirting, so he's on the hunt, and we don't use a marker, so I can't say who he's bred. But we've had a few hot days, which can slow down the urge to breed and cycling and stuff. But we got a lot of cooler days coming in now too, and you see he's doing his job. He's checking all the ewes out too, trying to see who he's going to be lucky with. But technically right now, this is out of season for Suffolk sheep. They're more in season, more like October through to January. So we've got our Suffolks a little accelerated, and it seems to work really well for us. As you know, the bulk of our lambing occurs in January and February, which means breeding right now and catching, and we do it without cedars. So I don't anticipate bad luck, but you never know. It's not a guarantee. We were out of salt in that barn, so I've just opened up a new bag. What we're using for the salt, it's loose cobalt iodized salt. A lot of people still don't understand that the salt blocks and mineral blocks are not really good for sheep because sheep are not really lickers. They want to nibble at the mineral. I mean, their tongue comes out, but they don't sit and lick the way cows and horses do. So if you want to make sure that your sheep are getting all the salt and mineral they need, and bicarb if you have that out, make sure it is loose. So like that. So I was putting the salt in here, and Glad left the girls and came to see me. And again, Glad's my buddy here. Hi. But so we want to make sure I watch him when he walks over to make sure he doesn't have ideas about trying to dominate me or hit me or anything like that. But he doesn't. He just came over for some loving because obviously the girls aren't giving him any loving today. Hi. Were they ignoring you? I don't know why. You're very handsome. Very, very handsome. Yes, you are. So that's what I mean. You do have to watch him, even though Glad is my buddy, and it's extremely friendly. During breeding season, don't take them for granted because they can get frustrated or pumped up or just it's a more dominant thing, and you just want to make sure you're safe. Hi. Weren't you visiting with Glad? Hi. You're a sweetheart. Sorry you're going to a different farm. They have TMR. You're gonna like it. Yeah, you're gonna like it. Oh, Glad, don't knock the salt over. Okay, that's for the other pan. It's not for you. And now look what you've done. Look what you've done. You've spilt it and got it all over the place. That's not part of the deal, Glad. That's right. Go get it your own salt. I think he's a little frustrated today. So in case any of you missed it, Gladiator is with a bunch of ewes that we have sold to someone else, and he requested they be exposed to Gladiator here. So the lambs from these sheep will not be going to us. His babies will be born at another farm. So because we're not using Glad on our own sheep, probably when we pull all the rams, we'll put Gladiator in with them all to clean them up, in case there's any that were still left open. He'll have an opportunity to have some lambs at our place too. Right now, he's just chewing his cud, making sure his rumen's healthy. Right, buddy? Oh, you're special. You're special. He's one of our longest rams. Look how long he is. Oh, you're a big boy. You're just a big baby. Gladiator is a triplet. He was not a bottle baby. And he was a show sheep for us as well. So that's why he's so easy to handle. But his disposition is he's geared that way because we have show sheep that aren't like this. Right, Glad? You're just a friendly lad. You are. Even if you are covered in salt. Just left Glad. And he's right back at it. Back with his girls. Okay, this used to be all the open ewes. Now we got breeding groups in here too. And as you can see, the one that's sticking out is the ram. It's the same. I think rams everywhere will do the same thing. If you got a feed bunk or a feed trough, and it's breeding season, you're gonna see the rams letting all the ewes go in and eat first, and then he's gonna check him out. Hi, do you like Snappy? Snappy's a favorite ram. Yes, he is. He's really nice. So Snappy, like I said yesterday, is the oldest ram we have right now. But he's He's a really dependable ram. He's never caused us any problems. His only fault is that he's a QQ. We didn't know that when we bought him. But I had him tested, and he was QQ. So although he's been here a long time and he's a perfectly built ram, we have used him sparingly because we didn't want the QQ, which is a lack of scrapie resistance, going through the flock. So we've used him heavily on grades and crosses. And our first year, when we didn't know what he was, we used him on a lot of purebreds too, and got some of our show sheep from him actually. Force was out of him. Force is no longer with us, but I tried to give him a lot of purebreds because I don't want to lose his genetics. His genetics for retaining muscle mass, not getting worms, good disposition, good conformation. I mean, he's got it all. So when I keep replacements from Snappy, when they come through the chute, you saw how I was reading all the their history when I decide what ram to put them through. Instead of us checking DNA testing all the ewes, because we have a lot, what I do when I know, like, Snappy's a QQ, so I put him only on ewes that were sired by our rams. That way my chances of getting QRs are much higher, and that way a QR is still scrapie resistant. It is not the highest level of resistance, but it is still enough to make the standard where if scrapie came through, they'd probably all be fine. Nobody's going to cull your sheep if they're QR. So because we record everything, I'm able to do that. Before he leaves, I need to inject him into my purebred flock, and then I'll just keep using RR rams, and we'll get it all back around, but I'll still have that injection of his genetics, which I consider to be way above average. You would never know he was a 7-year-old ram. He's making the little gurgling sounds and stuff too. So because he's in action and I don't have as much space in these narrower barns, I will be very careful when I go in here with him. But Snappy has never hit anyone in all his years here. He's not a friendly, cuddly ram, but he is a kind, gentle ram. This is our cull group over here. They're the ones that just didn't bounce back this year. We have 12 in here, and this ewe here, she brings out all the guilt feelings. But the year we bought Felon, we also bought this ewe. She was the top ranked ewe in all of Canada. She's an extreme pet. She got a beautiful head, and that's about all I can say good about her. We paid a fortune for her because of her numbers and records, but to be honest, she's had twins for us every year, but they've all been substandard twins. She was a pet in a small farm, never was able to compete well with food here. She never keeps her condition on. Her back legs, don't like them at all, but she's a sweetheart. This year she looks in such poor condition that we thought, just write it off. It's something that didn't work out for us, but it's sad. Yeah, you feel really guilty. That's why sometimes you don't want to get to know your sheep too well. Now up here we got, this is going to be Jethro's breeding group, and Jethro is a Snappy son. So we're looking forward to using him. He's a really, really nice ram, and he's a QR. So, but this is why he's not in here right now. Remember I showed you the feeder in the other barn, how there's about a 28-inch gap under the base of the feeder to the floor? Well, there's the base of the feeder. It's pretty well level. The floor manure pack is almost right up to the bottom of the feeder. So because Snappy's ram is a big boy, and even though we have bars on top, he would have no trouble hopping over into Felon's group on the other side because of this manure pack. The other side is totally cleaned out, but this side has yet to be done. And then once this side is cleaned out, we'll be bringing Jethro over. And Jethro is really nice. You are gonna like him. Over here we got Felon's group just over the feeder. He was laying down on the job, but now he's up. Felon's our next oldest ram on the property. He would be 2 years younger than Snappy though, so he's still a middle-aged ram. And actually he's the other one, he's the top ranked. He was the top ranked ram when we purchased him, and that was the ewe that we purchased with him. Same farm, but Felon has been fantastic for us. We paid $3,800 for him as a lamb quite a few years ago, which was very scary for us and we thought very expensive, but he's done a fantastic job with us and we have absolutely no complaints. I'll quickly get in the ram pen because they usually mob me so I can't get in. We're going to have to hand trim this guy. He's our Hamish ram that's going to be in the show. So he just got a scissor job, so we're going to finish him off so he looks pretty because he never got sheared. Hi you guys. Would you like to be a show sheep? Hi, I see you. Hello, how you guys doing? Hi. You guys are really nice. You can't get chores done in the ram pen without stopping to say hello, because this pen is where you get mobbed. Visitors and non-visitors alike. Hi. You guys are all so nice. How did you get to be so nice, eh? Hi. This is number 3. Gladiator's son, who we call Kodiak. Hello. We've started adding bicarb to their diet too. And they just did discover it the other day and it's all gone today. So they are eating it, and I just put some more out, and a bunch of them have come to lick it. So they wouldn't lick it if they didn't want it, because it's not candy. It's nothing that's tasting good, but they have it. They got a jumping box in here now too, and I see they're using that as well. All happy rams. But I'm going to sprinkle the bicarb into all the lamb pens because they are still getting grain, and we want them to get grain because we want them to grow, but we don't want them getting upset stomachs, so just in case, they have the option. See, that's just 1 day's worth of muck in the water. You can see the water itself is clean, but there's still manure and bird droppings and stuff in there, which we don't want. So just a little scrubby in my little pouch that I carry around with me. Takes 30 seconds to clean out a drinker each day. It's not a big deal if you keep up with it. This is an update. Remember in here we were having problems with diarrhea. It looks like we finally got a lid on it because I haven't seen any now for 2 days. This guy had it the worst. He's the one where I finally said enough's enough, and I went and I got the Pepto-Bismol. And although he looks really mucky, that's totally dry now. So whatever it was seems to have gone through and is gone now. So I'm not sure if it was just something that ran its course, a bug that went through. Were they eating too much grain? We had given them a really fresh bale of hay. Maybe that was it, because they're back on the drier hay now. And so it's always a guess, but we tried everything and something worked. So that's all that matters. This is where I have all the little Dorset lambs now. And we got the Shetland in with them because this group, the lambs are a little smaller than the Suffolks. So they won't be as overpowering for her. Hi. And because they're getting a lamb ration, the little Shetland, she gets good feed too for her old age. And they're very, very curious about my bag of salt. This is Jezebel. Hi. Hi, sweetheart. How you doing? Hi, you guys are all so nice. Yeah, you're all so nice. Really, you are. Well, I think we got a good look at all the groups today, and I think we got a bit of a sheep fix, and we saw that everyone's doing really good. So we're going to call that a day, and thanks for joining us, and I hope you'll join us again tomorrow for the next episode at Ewetopia Farms. Bye for now.